All right, so today we're going to show you what's in the field camera kit that we check out from our studio, and we're going to show you pretty much a very basic tutorial of how you operate everything in here. Things like the camera we'll have a completely separate video even doing the basics of that. That's just too much to cover in one video. The rest, we'll just show you. It's a lot of just turning things on and all of that. Oh, I forgot to mention, this is my lovely assistant, Alex. He'll be getting good shots of kind of over the shoulder. So without further ado, let's get going. Okay, so general layout. We have camera, an extra lens, a rain cover for the backpack. We have a lens cleaning kit. We have microphone system. You get 2 lavs. And we have a white balance card system. We have a little bag that should probably actually go somewhere in there. I'll tell you about that later. Got a shotgun mic. We have an audio box, A-box. We'll get into that later. Here we have microphone charging kit. Here we have camera charging kit. Here we have headphones, and this is where your extra camera battery or batteries will go. This is an ND filter. It's a variable ND filter. I'll get into that later. And this is our little data compartment, so your kind of your memory cards that go into the camera. That is the basic overview. Let's start with the camera. So right here, we can flip on the camera, and if you don't have a memory card in it, it'll say no memory card. And it'll be black because our lens cap is not taken off yet, and that's what this little bag is for. It is for putting things like your lens cap in while you're using it. So lens cap goes in there. For now, you can know that on-off switch is there, record button is there, and the lens zooms if you do that, and we'll get into more on the camera basics video. But this camera is the Panasonic GH6, and it's got a 12 to 60 millimeter lens on it. It's a really great lens, and it's parfocal, so the focus stays in focus when you zoom it in the same focus. But I'm going to turn this off, and we're going to move on to the extra lens. So I'm going to put this lens cap back on. Okay, this is the lens. It is 25 millimeters. Full frame equivalent would be 50 millimeters. It's really nice for like interview shots and just something you want a really nice like cinematic look for. We'll show you how to attach it in the other camera video. Rain hood. It's very basic. It kind of comes with its own bag, like it kind of attaches, so you don't even have to worry about losing the bag. But if it's ever raining, please put the rain hood on, the rain cover. This is our lens cleaning kit. Most of the time, all you'll need is this little air cannon to get stuff off of the lenses. We don't want you to clean the lens or the filter without more guidance from us, because you can scratch things, and it's better just to, when in doubt, use this guy. There will be a lens cleaning video in the future as well. Okay, next up is the microphone system. So right here we have Sennheiser microphones. This is the transmitter for the microphone. You plug the microphone into this little guy here, and you twist it to lock it, and then you will turn it on by pressing and holding that. And this little red light means that it's on but not connected to anything. This is the receiver. It goes into the camera. This is the on button. Turn it on, and when these turn green, they will be connected to each other right there within seconds. And on the back you'll see transmitter, TR-A, and receiver, A. So these two are synced together, and then these two are synced together. So if you turn on this and turn on this separately, B and A, they're not going to sync together. So you need to make sure you've got the right ones for what you want. So this little cable tie just comes off, and you can hook it onto, you can hook the microphone onto a person. And let me show you how to connect this to the camera. You'll notice here there's a little thing that comes off. This is our shoe mount cover right there. And this can also go into that bag where we put the lens cap, just so we don't lose it. So this guy is what can fit in the shoe mount. So you have to push this into here. There we go. Do that, and then you twist to lock it. This plugs into here. This goes into here, into the top little thing here, and you're ready to go. So this is your windscreen for the lavs. If you're outside and it's windy, you can put that on. Loop this guy around here and secure it. But other than that, as it is right now, it's pretty good to go. Okay, but what if you want two microphones at the same time? That is where the A-box comes in. So you open this up, and this guy is our A-box. So we would take this off, and this is the mount that goes into here, but you'll notice there's like metal here, and there's some metal pins here. So this is what's called a hot shoe mount. If it were a cold shoe, there wouldn't be this metal and all of that. The hot shoe runs power and data from here to the camera and from the camera to there. So it's carrying a signal, it's carrying a feed, whatever you want to call it. And I can just put it on there, and you can see there's a little lock that you do there. So on the right side, you'll see input 1 and input 2. So if I open these, you'll see these XLR female ports. And these are XLR male. So you plug that in there, and you have a microphone going in there. I can also plug this in here, and I've got a microphone in here. On this side, you see input 1, that is this microphone here. Input 2, this microphone here, and you have the settings for each. So these are your audio levels of how loud you want each to be. This is what type of microphone it is. These mics are mic, not line or plus 48 volts. And this is your gain. We keep it at 0, and that's the same on this side. You can ignore low cut, we usually have it off, and you can ignore ALC, we usually have it off. Input 1/1 or input 1/2 is kind of interesting. If you have two microphones plugged in, but you only want to use the one in input 1, you could put it in input 1/1, and it will only record out of this one. It will ignore this one. Input 1/2 will use both. But with this camera, you can actually have 3 microphones at once, which is amazing. So we also have a shotgun mic, and this would be a better microphone for picking up the entire room, the audio in the entire room, instead of like just on a person. So I can hook this onto the top of the A-box right here, and this is a cold shoe on the top of the A-box, so there's no signal going directly into the A-box, so this microphone needs to be plugged into the camera right where we originally plugged in the first one, so right in here, right there. And you can even turn this on, and that blue light will come on, and you'll have audio. So we'll get more into that in the camera tutorial, but that is where we're at. So here we have the microphone charging kit and the camera charging kit. Let's look at them real quick. So we'll start with the camera charging kit. Pretty simple, but it's in 3 parts. So you got a little USB there. USB goes into there. You can undo this cable wrap and plug it into there. So you'll plug this into the wall, and then the battery. Then the battery goes right there. Next, let's do the microphone charging kit. Got this. And there's a lot more cords in this one. So, this is a USB power block, a little power adapter. This goes into the wall. This is USB-C, USB-C, and USB-A. This is the USB-A is the one you're used to. This cable is a USB-A to USB whatever adapter. So kind of comes out here. And you've got a micro USB right here. And then if you want to use a USB-C, you just kind of move this up, hook that onto here. Make sure you get the right direction. And now you have USB-C. And if you want a Lightning for an iPhone or something like that, you could also put that on there. But these microphones, all of the microphones use micro USB to charge. All right, from here it is time for the USB-Cs. So we've got USB-C, plugs into there, and then this actually splits into 2. So we've got dual USB-C, but they have a USB-C to micro USB adapter on them already. And so they can go from 1 USB-C to 2 micros, and it's just repeated here. So you've got 5 micro USB chargers for this one power block, and these microphones are also micro USB. So this gets charged right there, and this gets charged right there. So these are kind of temporary bags until we get the better ones in the mail. So you're gonna have to kind of push things to the side and like fold it to get it in. It's temporary. All right, so over here we have the rest of the stuff. These headphones plug into the camera right here, so you can monitor audio while it is recording. This is your extra battery that goes in here. This is your variable ND filter. So this goes at the end of the camera, and you twist it on. And what it does is it acts as sunglasses for the lens. So you can turn this and it actually gets darker or lighter based on where you turn it to. Okay, so last up we have data. So you've got the CF Express card. You're probably used to SD cards, but this card is faster than an SD card, and our camera can record at really high codecs, really big file sizes, and this allows us to do that. Usually you'll be recording at something that an SD card could handle, but we wanted to give you the opportunity to get the full use out of this camera, so we got the fanciest card. We understand you probably don't have a CF Express reader, so we have one for you here, and it's got 2 different cables for it. So you can plug in USB-C to USB-C or USB-C to USB-A here, and your CF Express would go there, and if you had an SD card, it could go there too, and it'll go right into your computer Okay, so that's about it. Usually we would have a tripod that would go into this little slot here, but it's still in the mail. So we'll either cut that in later or just make a whole new video. Probably make a whole new video. But this bag has a front pocket that you can store some of your own goods in if you want. It's got a small pouch here you can barely fit your hand into. And then it's got a laptop pouch here if you need that sort of thing, or a notebook, whatever you want to put in it. Just make sure it's empty when you give it back to us. And then we have this side pouch here, and it's just an access point to the camera. So you can take the camera out really quickly if you need, but we don't necessarily suggest you use it because, you know, it's a little dangerous if you forget to close this. So if you use it, always remember to close it as soon as you're done using it. All right, so when you guys are done with your shoot and everything, and you come to turn this back in, make sure you put everything in the right spot so that we know where to check it and we don't have to rearrange it when we are checking it in anyway. If you want to be super kind to us and charge the batteries before you return it, that would be great. Not a requirement, but it could be useful for us if we need to use the camera right after you turn it in or give it to somebody else. But anyway, thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful.